Our next match here in the W League Super League Playday 9 is 1-2-0 versus Infi. The rematch of Masters Coliseum, where it was a best of 5 that was decided in less than 15 in-game minutes with a 3-0 for 1-2-0. Infi now, not playing human, he is playing orc. Seems to have a better chance with that. My favorite matchup nowadays, I think. Well, not nowadays, for a long, long time. Undead versus orc. 1-2-0 is ready. We're just waiting for Infi's go. And the situation for them looks as follows. 1-2-0 is the king of the Super League. At the moment on second place. But he has 3 games less than Lawliot. He is undefeated. Only 2 players were able to take a map off of him. And that were Focus and TH. So what about Infi now? 1-2-0 has defeated Fly and Lawliot and WFZ, all pretty clearly. Can he finally, or will he finally, take the first defeat? By Infi? Questionable. He defeated Fly and Focus, so seems to be good versus Orc. He defeated Moon as well, but he lost to Foggy, Lawliot, Lin, and TH. So the big matches, he lost thus far. Here are your players, both from China. The Undead Wonderkind, 22 years old, a 2-time GCS/WGL champion, is 1-2-0, who's starting here in the bottom right of Ancient Isles, which is our very first map here today. In this matchup, of course. So the resources seem to be fine. I'm doing the races. And then we dive into this game. Oh my god, what a hype! I can't wait for the revenge of Infi playing Orc this time. Haven't seen this matchup in quite a while. But now we will. 1-2-0 in the bottom right, as I said, in blue. With the DK opening, but this is not a Fiend build, right? Okay, there is it. There it is. Of course, it's a Fiend build. A Tet build, as always. And a Farseer for Infi. What's his plan? With Orcs, you can lane quite a bit. Mass Wyvern, Mass Bat Riders, stuff like this. This should be a very fast tech. He's skipping the barracks. He's skipping the shop. He just wants to rush the tier 2 and go for whatever. Mass Raiders, also possible. Mass Towers. And there is the War Mill already. Maybe just because he can't afford it, needs it anyway. But Tech and War Mill at the same time. With a Farseer, we'll see how this goes. 1-2-0's opening is slower, a lot slower when it comes to Tech. As he has to wait for the Graveyard, for some Fiends, or at least Tech and then Fiends. But the Graveyard costs quite a bit. Rod of Necromancy, and he's rushing over. We'll see the Farseer, and Farseer is there to harass and to stall time, because he has nothing else than this. The Wolves and his FS has to fight the DK and the Skeletons, so basically summons fighting each other. 1-2-0 did not scout this yet, I think. Maybe with the Acolyte if he went into the base. He's taking a very, very careful creep spot with only 2 green, or 3 green creeps here. But here it is. Harassed by Infi, going for the Acolytes right away. The Lamborghinis, as Hawk calls them. Skeletons coming in, no surround here. So he has to deal with the Wolves first. And that takes some gold out of 1-2-0's bank. Has to use a coil as well. He has an extra Acolyte, so if he loses 1, that's not all too bad. Putting some pressure onto the Farseer, who has to resummon the Wolves. And though, every single Acolyte so far alive, and that's even without an Ice Tower here. Nice block on this Wolf, who can't enter the backline. 1 Wolf could, but that's about it. Tech is at 60% though. Grunts are coming, Shop as well. Good micro by 1-2-0 as always. Do we even have to mention this? And the Farseer so far didn't accomplish much except mining time. But that isn't too much mining time because you can constantly replace the hurt Acolytes with a spare one. 10,500 here, 10,300 here, so it's 150, 180 gold difference. That's not worth it. He wanted to accomplish way more. And 120 going for 3 ziggurats now. I think this Acolyte is trapped there, so he might have 1 supply less than usual. The Farseer is still at 200 mana, so good mana management by Infi, sending in new wolves. But they have to resummon it again to not give the experience to the DK. What Infi accomplishes is a weak DK. Only level 1, no Unholy Aura, no time to creep so far, and tier 2 is done. We see a TC for Stomp, we see 1 Beastery in the back. Oh, nothing else. Maybe he's waiting for some resources. The Wommel isn't doing anything. So I really wonder what his plan is. 2 Grunts are joining the fray this time. Tier 2 is done for 120 as well, and he finally gets the first Acolyte. No! Has to resummon the wolves once more. And so this Echo stays alive with this one being blocked, but he's freeing him from the forest. No Lich at the moment, doesn't have the resources, so at the end this harass was worth something. It delays the second hero, the tech, and the tier 2 building, but Infi is only going for 1 Beastery. With Raiders immediately, but no tier 3, no second Beastery, no Torrent Totem, nothing. Naga second by 120. What a unique choice in this matchup. I mean, Lich, you get that Lich 100% of the time, and here comes the block. This could be the kill right there. There's a coil. Oh, nice dodge by Infi to save it, to save his hero, but guess what? He has to use a potion instantly, otherwise the coil is coming. He's not getting a potion. What's this? Oh my god, last second. 2 coils used for basically no effect. Well, he got the TP and the potion, so I take that back as fast as I can. Burrow attack, no reinforced defenses, is only coming in now. Is the damage enough? Very old school push by 120, but it works. Infi supply stuck with his early tag. Fiends are low, but he needs a stun. He does have that stun, I guess. Only getting 1 Fiend. Nice micro, but this Fiend will fall in the end. Gets a grunt for it as a trade. This is so good for 120. If he can save those 2 Fiends, there is another Stomp in, but he's blocking himself. Infi with a few mistakes. Farseer is still in trouble. There is a coil now. Oh, the Naga is in trouble though. Has to swap the Town Portal. Can he reach somehow? He can. Town Portal swap. Oh, potion swapped first. No TP. He's killing the Farseer with the coil. He's everywhere, but the Naga falls as well. Can afford it though. First hero traded versus second hero. Easy. And a grunt for a Fiend. That's all okay. That's all more than okay. TP, potion, Farseer down, grunt down. And he got a Naga and a Fiend. And a potion. But the Town Portal costs 350, so that is certainly an issue for Infi right there. Level 2 now finally for the DK. I haven't seen an Undead in an Orc base that early as we've seen it here. 120 struggling a little with the creeps. And the TC is close to level 3. With this spot, he should be able to get it. Is he waiting for his Farseer? Doesn't seem like it. Infi is not supply stuck anymore. Oh yeah, let's not forget about the Burrow. He lost the Burrow as well. The 160 gold. Claws of attack. Meh. He's continued to creep, but 120 was scouted by Infi. This peon here died for the scouting information. He needs to get this overseer. Gets it. Naga close to level 2, but Ensnare's coming in. This must be a Town Portal. Is the damage there? Yes, it is. Can he save those Fiends? Stomp not coming. Nice split by 120. So there wasn't this one perfect moment for a Stomp to hit all 3 of them. The Farseer levels are absolutely an issue for Infi at this point. No Chain Lightning to follow up that Stomp, but the Stomp will be massive. First Kodo Beast is coming. Still tier 2 though. The first Headhunter's in as well. One, 2, 0. Only Fiends for now. Lich is coming third. Oh, and a statue of course as well. Some small little damage. by the Farseer, but he can't steal anything here. His aim is level 5 TC, I guess. He has 3 raiders now. He could go for the dragon. Expansion time. With some decent scouting, I think the firepower of 1-0 should easily be enough to kill it. But there's good disable with Ensnare and Stomp, so we'll see about that. Berserker for him as well. Red spot for 1-0. He stole it. That was crazy good by Infi. I think he won't prevent level 3 as the Berserker and the Murloc are still up. No, he won't prevent level 3. But that was a big experience steal from the Orc. Level 3 here. 3, 2, 1. A lot of skeletons. 1 statue in the back only. 50 supply by Infi. Fork Lightning on the TC immediately. Where's the Stomp? There we go. Nova was there. TC is out of this fight. Has a Sobi Mask. Book of the Dead being summoned by 1-0 immediately. There's no Dispel on Infi's side, so the skeletons can fight forever until they die. DK on the chase. Lich and Naga coming with him. Doubled slow if he uses the spells. Frost Arrow and Nova, but the Ensnare is coming in. Can he use another Nova? Yes, he can if he wants to. There we go. Coil as well. Takes out the Kodo Beast, who has not eaten, but the damage aura is gone. Expo is at 60% though. Infi still in decent fighting shape. There was a strong nuke on the Torrent Chieftain. Healing getting cancelled. There is another Nova in 10. Coil as well. Fork Lightning not available. We have to take care of this Nova for 3 mana. He clears the rest of the spot. Getting close to level 2 Lich. And level 3 Naga is also not impossible. So what to do now? He sees the expansion with the Shade. He knows that it's about to finish. In the base, no transition anymore. He's going for the base. The second base, and he has to cancel it. What a timing by 1-0. The Book of the Dead certainly helped. But he won that fight, he was able to cancel the expansion, and all the plans for Infi are out the window. That was a gigantic fight.
A town is under siege.
Scouting with illusions. Maybe is he forcing a town portal? Doesn't seem like it. Mana Stone. And the Sobi Mask. It's a lot of mana on the TC, who's getting close to 5. There's one more big camp. And he is distracted by the illusions. He's kind of walking back. Oh, maybe he knows about this creep spot. That will be level 3 Naga, but the Shade sees the movement of the Orc army and so he retreats. At least a little bit. Looks for a better position so he can't be flanked that hard. Ring of Regeneration. For this state of the game, not the greatest. Still no tier 3. Just Headhunters and now Wyvern as the melee army is becoming too big. But we have Coil level 2, Fork Lightning level 2, Lich level 1, Nova level 1 with an Orb of Corruption as well. Infi, in typical Orc style, is going for the base. No pillage though. That could have been a lot of gold for him. And now on the Acolytes, they can't repair. He's simply sniping this Black Citadel. He falls in the town portal. The Farseer is dead. No TP anymore. Can he run away with this? He got the Black Citadel, but big losses on the Farseer and not the Raider. Nice Storm to prevent that kill. But is the Undead's main really that big? He's rebuilding it, of course. Or was it just a preparation? 1-0 is not mining gold at the moment. Lumber, sorry. Gold is working. 5,000 here. 4,500 here. Farseer was only level 2. It's not the biggest of deals. Oh, that Stomp was not on purpose, I guess. Or the Wyvern will survive. Skeletons are scouting for another expansion, which is not there. This Destroyer could be intercepted. He's going in with a Speed Scroll. Kind of an easy mistake by 1-0, but he snipes the Wyvern. actually forces 120, forces Infi back of this fight without killing the Destroyer and losing not only the Speed Scroll but also the Wyvern. Aw, he wanted to expand again, but the skeletons say no. Shut the door. Right in his face. Thank you, Kojak, for the sub. Invul and Heal Scroll. Invul is understandable. The Heal Scroll is very rare for Undead. This could be another big clash. The Farseer is back with the Heal Scroll. No TP, but a Speed Scroll. 55 versus 50 supply. No expansion on either side. If Infi gets this creep spot, he's becoming a lot closer to a level 5 TC. But 120 won't allow that. Needs the Lich level 3 himself. That's gonna be a big fight for this creep spot. 1-0 upgrade, 1-1 coming. 120 knows that there's a mana stone. And a lot of stomps coming. Invo potion on basically every hero except the DK. Dragon goes down to 120. It's getting the Scourge Bone Chimes, but ensnare on the DK. No Stomp though, but the Stomp hits all the Fiends for a long time. Still, the first kill goes to 120, therefore level 3. And level 2 Nova. Fort Lightning again. Will he follow that up? No. Town Portal. Massive stun again. Big damage coming in. Chain Lightning is enough to kill the one Fiend. And getting the Town Portal. But the Dragon and the item, which would have been a crazy item for Orc. The Scourge Bone Chimes. For the Undead, of course. Basically useless, so he sells it immediately. Infi making another attempt of buying an expansion, but he doesn't have the gold. So it's just a little bit of long distance mining. Is level 5 his saving grace? Still at 50 supplies, 120. Echo advantage almost throughout the entire game on the Undead side, as Infi has to pay taxes for a 60 supply. Not the ideal supply, to be fair. Level 3 Farseer, finally, but with the 1 Destroyer in the air. Are level 2 Wolves worth it? We'll see about that. Maybe level 2 Chain Lightning. TC comes in. No silence, of course, thanks to the Naga second pick. But the nuke is good. There is an Invo Potion on him. Stomp a little too late. Only hitting 2 Fiends. Invo Potion popped immediately. Naga a little bit in trouble. Infi does a good job in picking up the statue, so no healing and mana regen at the same time. Stomp again only hitting 1 Fiend. 120 dodging this well. Coil on the Fiend. But there's a massive amount of Headhunters with the Kodo Aura. That's so much damage. The wolves are coming in as well. Coil on the TC. He's chasing him. He's focusing him. DK a little bit out of position. Too far forward, but not punished by Infi. The Destroyer falls to the Coil. Very rare to see that 120 is missing a Coil. And now the Naga is surrounded. Oh boy, that's not good. Trying to retreat works for now. But 120 is kind of plummeting. Only the hero's worth the fight here, but he has another big nuke coming in. Is he going for the TC or is it the Farseer this time? He has to take out a hero, I guess. TC seems to be the logical option, but the Farseer is so squishy that he could do it with him as well. Oh, there we go! TC falls! The stun gets out, but level 5 hero dead. And now it's time to clean this up. The Lich is an absolute machine against these Headhunters. Once the Kodo Beast is down, it's a gigantic fall of DPS, and that happens. GG! 120 takes the first map of Infi after a great start at the early stages of Tier 2, then struggling a little bit. But killing the expansion was so great. And then the fights, man. Always on point. That was already better than the entire Masters Colosseum finals. This Naga was so good. At first I thought, okay, How does she scale into the late game when usually you need a Dark Ranger or a Dreadlord to somehow disable this TC, but disabling the TC was just fire away. If the TC is too hurt, he can't get in range, right? That's how it is. Great first game between the two. And 1-2-0 still. He's on his way to the 6-0. In a round-robin league with the best players in the world, this dude is just on a rampage. And Infi seriously has to get a point, I think. Here you have the standings once again before this game. So 1-0 now at 14 points. Infi at 11, tied with Moon and Lin, but 3-4 already. That's his 8th match. Lin at 6, Moon at 6. TH is waiting in the back with 3-3 as well. Infi can't afford this lose. Even if it's against 1-2-0. So second game starting. On Terenas Stand. 1-2-0, the player who was signed by Newbie. A very, very famous Chinese clan. One of the 3 players, I guess, that are signed and under contract. At a pro team next to TH and Infi. Sorry about the score, by the way. I just realized that it was wrong the entire time. Alright. This should be fine with the resources and all. Yep, it is. In the bottom right, wearing the dark blue trunks, it's Newbies 1-2-0 with a 1-0 lead. The ultimate king of the W League so far. And Infi spawning in the upper left. This time opening not with a super fast tech without barracks, but he's gonna get grunts early on. But it's a Farseer again. Death Knight, normal build for 1-2-0, following it up with a Graveyard. This is exactly the build that we've seen on map 1. Terenas Stand is a little bigger than AI. Therefore, the harass is not that fast. And maybe less effective. In the first game, 1-2-0 defended the Farseer harass without a Nerubian tower, without losing a single acolyte, and just losing a little bit of mining time in general. That's insane. He's the only player maybe in the world that is not scared of the Keeper of the Grove. He said, okay, you can play Keeper against me. I don't care. I'm gonna wreck you. And thus far, he's a man of his words. Infi now. What's his strategy for game number 2? It should be a fast tech again. Yeah, 1 burrow, no shop. This is the second fastest tech that you can do, I think. And basically like a Blade Master here, creeping the middle. But be careful. If one player can steal those creeps, it's 1-2-0. Not this time though. Ring of Protection for him. And is he creeping the Merc camp? Huh, interesting. He ran into the creeps. And now going into the middle to steal something. With a coil, he should be able to take out this rogue, so Infi has to take care of this DK first. 1-2-0 doesn't want too many hits on his DK as he can't heal himself on tier 1. He messed up? Alright. Yeah, maybe he wanted to lightning shield creep this, but failed with it. Happens, I guess. Shop is coming now. But decent early game for Infi, I think. No experience on the DK, just a little bit from the green camp. But yeah, Farseer range attack is nice. Oh, what's he doing? Walking into a corner, taking one more unnecessary hit.
Forces are under attack.
But yeah, little skirmishes, a little dancing at the beginning of this game. 1-0 at 60% with his tech. Not even that far away from Infi. That's pretty impressive. First Fiend is out. It's all about the rogue here. Nice. He repositioned the DK. Goes into Shadow Melt again. Ah, now Infi knows what's up. And if he took a look, which should be the case. Yeah, he knows. So no stealing here. Fiend has lost some HP, so the DK must be in range for a coil. Second Fiend is coming.
A player's forces are under attack.
Wait. Am I blind? Ah, okay. Yeah, I thought, where are the other ziggurats? I didn't see them, but little brain fart here. Tier 3 tech immediately to rush for the Orb of Corruption. DK is still in. A little too early maybe for the coil. Using the Cloak of Shadows to a nice degree, but Infi is surrounding him here. Well done. And he lets the Shadow Melt again. And it just turned nighttime. He's playing with it. Oh. Interesting. 13 HP TP on a level 1 hero. Okay, his altar must be busy in a bit with the Lich or whatever he chooses. So he didn't want to lose the DK as well, but has to invest into a potion. This was a 500 gold save for a level 1 hero. TC again. The storms were good.
A player's forces are
Nothing
under
to
attack.
complain about. Lumber Mill this time a lot later. And the TC starts creeping while the Farseer does what he does best. And that's harassing. And he's never, or almost never, feeding the wolves to 1-2-0. This was one of the first times. Using one Chain Lightning for expansion again. Oh, Boots of Speed. That's one of the best items for TC.
Forces are under attack.
You can just run in, stomp, run away. And it was a big problem for the TC to just keep his health. If you're quicker, you can run away faster, then you're healthier. This game is a lot better for Infi than the last one. I don't really see 1-2-0 pushing anytime soon, as he's far away from level 3. The Lich is only now about to pop out. Sasquatch must go to 1-2-0 here. And it does. With a Wand of Illusion for better scouting and a little distraction. He used that in game 1 as well, with a nice little squad of DK, Lich and Fiend to poke into the base. But the main differences in this game: Infi was never supply stuck, never lost a burrow, and hasn't lost a single fight yet, plus forced a town portal, and forced a potion.
A player's forces are
So this
under
time the
attack.
expansion should be a lot easier for him to keep. TC in the meantime has so much time to level up. Level 3 already. And also Ring of Protection, which is usually a crap item, but for him, early game against Undead, I think it's fine. There is a Scout Skeleton coming, not much duration. I'm pretty sure he's aware of this expansion. DK is level 3 now with a Pendant of Energy. Certainly helpful, but only 40 supply for the Necromancer. And the Ziggurat is a little late. Okay, he's researching Destroyer form. That explains it, so it's absolutely on time. TC with another ring and a Potion of Greater Healing. It will not be easy to nuke him. Not at all. 7 armor.
Forces are under attack.
Basically, these rings render the Orb of Corruption useless. Lich level 2 though. This could be a big creep jack. Raiders are streaming in. Where are the end snares? Oh, doesn't want to fight. His army was in a bit of a Congo line. Not the best position. Also, here's the choke that you never really want to fight in as Orc. But 120 will not get the Dark Wizard. That takes too long. But he has level 3 and level 2. That's what he needs. Fiend out of position. Skeleton summoned. And of course, they fight for 120. Infi is not taking this fight though. I think it's good. Squeezing your entire Orc army through this, not a good idea. Scroll of the Beast is a good find though. No Dispel on the Orc side. So 25% damage boost on everything. We have reinforced defenses and more headhunters coming. We've seen on map number 1 how good a massive amount of headhunters can be as long as they are not in focus. Oh, Scourge Bone Chimes, and this time it ends up on the Orc side, where it belongs. But creep check by 120. He has a Dark Ranger this time for silence. What's the Farseer doing? He's once again a little out of position, a little too far forward. Has to use a Stomp. Getting on the DK though, there's no TP on him. Frost Armor helps a little bit, but Infi realizing the situation that the DK... Oh, okay, gets a potion swap. That the DK was... not protected very well, but 120 finds the solution, swaps the potion, and forces a town portal in true Undead King fashion. Skeletons harassing here, stops mining for a little bit, but there is a burrow, and I really like that Orcs got back to protecting their peons with the burrow. I've seen it for the 6th or 7th time in the past 2 weeks. Wyvern coming in as well for a little more damage. Potion of Invulnerability and double level up. Level 2 Nova now. TC with the Invis potion. Okay, sees this, but no follow-up damage. But the Invis potion is nice. Noff Hasuops, do you remember? Terenas Stand it was. Right here. A legendary, legendary game. If he dispels this Invu potion, I will lose my mind. Because then the TC will most likely die. Big fight coming. Oh, nice end snares. Here comes the TC. Perfect position. Epicenter Stomp! So where's the follow-up now? He didn't get the DK, so he can still coil. Scroll of the Beast being used, but Dark Ranger and Lich are both hurt. Chain Lightning is rattling through. The Lich did not get the coil here. It was the Dark Ranger. Is stomped now. Has to use the Invo Potion soon, I guess. Wyvern is down. Oh boy. 120 has to retreat. It's just kiting, but the next stomp is coming in again on 2 heroes, but not against the DK. This Fiend will not be safe, but the Dark Ranger will be. TC in the middle of everything, has the big healing potion. Can't use it though. Can use it. Silenced again, can't use the Storm, that's what I wanted to say. And 120 is taking out unit after unit with this kiting. It's basically, it's pretty insane, but the big amount of headhunters, the wolves are doing good damage. Going for the Destroyer now. How many coils are remaining? 3, I guess. Going for the Kodo, that one will die. 8, but then there was this Last Supper. The Destroyer fell, and now it's time to clean up the headhunters in the back. It's so fast, it's so efficient, and 120 is rising in levels. Nice save! This time he's not missing the coils. This time they're all perfect, and he's diving a little bit for the Raiders, so no end snare anymore, and Infi taking loss after loss after loss after loss, but now there's no coil anymore. Is that enough? He's going for the TC. As I said, pretty tanky, but not tanky enough. 120 remains undefeated. No one is able to beat him. 6-0 in the Super League. This guy is just the dominator. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable how no one is able to tear him down. He has to fight Lin, Moon, and Foggy. To be honest, pretty strong opponents. Foggy later on today, Moon and Lin on Sunday. It's gonna be Super Sunday here at Back to Warcraft with the Super League Playday 10. Moon versus Fly, Lin versus Fly, Moon versus 120, and Lin versus 120. That's gonna be absolutely epic. You have no excuse to miss the Sunday here. We're starting at 12 CEST, like noon. Not CST, CET. But yeah, 6-0, and it might be 7-0 because 120 is facing Foggy next. Foggy Not really good against Undead. 120 is his nemesis. Undeads in general are his nemesis. But Infi didn't stand a chance, so it's not a shame if he loses this. 120 now, as we look at the bracket. Is it updated? Not really. 120 now, 6-0, 16 points. And Infi 3-5. It looks really, really grim for him in the playoffs. But yeah, what can you do against this guy? Since he's at newbie, there's just almost no mistakes anymore in his play. And for me personally, with this record here at W League, the big favorite for WGL. There's no way. You cannot count him as the favorite for WGL. That starts in less than 2 weeks, though. Warcraft 3 World Championships. We're gonna be live there in Shanghai, along our 5 European players, 2 American players, and Ugrilainen, Remo, 100kg are gonna be there for media coverage. So that was the second game of the day. We have seen 2 2-0s, Lawlight defeating Foggy 2-0, 1-0 defeating Infi 2-0. Now it's either TH versus Focus or Foggy versus 1-0. I'm not really sure what game is next, but I will be there to cast it for you. We go into a small little break, and then we'll be right back with the Super League.